What is up, guys, gals, everything in between and beyond? It is the Sound Alchemist bringing you lore on the Warhammer 40k universe. This time, we will be talking about one badass chick in the Dark Eldar lore. She goes by the name of Lelith Hesperax. Now, she's really badass, she's got some awesome weapons, and her lore is pretty cool. Now, I don't really like the Dark Eldar too much since they're into sadism and pain and whips and slaves and all that, but I gotta say she is pretty cool. So enough of me blabbering about how cool and badass she is, and here are 40 facts on Lelith. Lelith Hesperax is a Dark Eldar succubus of the witch cult known as the Cult of Strife, and she is the undisputed champion of the gladiatorial arenas of Camera. She is by far the deadliest of her kind, being able to bring a swift death with the slightest flick of her lithe limbs or flowing hair, which is encased with sharp barbs. She rarely speaks, although her voice has been compared to a honeycombed velvet. Most other succubi look upon her in envy and awe. Rival witch cults whisper that her incredible skill is unnatural, and that she has been modified by the homunculi, or that she even sleeps in a sarcophagus filled with simulant serums. The truth is far simpler. She is naturally a killer. She is the deadliest of her kind. Her skills in the art of combat bear all the hallmarks of a true genius. She is deadly grace embodied, her movements hypnotic, sensual, and spellbinding. Watching her go about her blood-soaked business is a privilege that only the wealthiest Dark Eldar can afford. To see such a splendid beauty perform firsthand is a dream come true for most Kabbalites, for it energizes and reinvigorates even the eldest of their kind. On the eve before a real space raid, Lelith will often pad like a hunting cat into the halls of an Archon preparing for battle, flanked by dozens of her hand-picked witch acolytes. Lady Hesperax blesses raiding cabals with her presence in this manner, only in order to search out for unusual prey. She loves to match her abilities against the most formidable elites and champions of all the other starfaring species in the galaxy. She has yet to return without blood upon her blades, in a new clutch of grisly trophies for her private museums of pain. Alone amongst the witch cults, she does not use combat drugs to enhance her performance. Instead, she maintains that she needs nothing more than a piece of edged steel to outclass her foes. Sure enough, she is an expert in the use of all exotic weapons used by her deadly kind, and she most often can be seen in the arena pits fighting with only two simple daggers. The harpies of the rival witch cults whisper that Lilith's incredible skill comes from an unnatural source, that she somehow has persuaded the homunculi to replace her blood with hyperadrenaline, that a child she sucked upon a steroid syringe, or that she sleeps in a sarcophagus filled with stimulant serums. But again, the truth is simple. Like all born predators, Lelith prefers to fight up close and only with her pure instincts. She believes that the use of combat drugs is for the weak, for they corrupt the perception on the instant when the killing blow is struck, and the dying's lifeblood flows forth. It is impossible to savor the delicate nuances of death when one's senses have been polluted by intoxins. To forsake such chemical enhancement would usually mean death in the lightning-fast death matches of the Dark City's arenas. Yet so great is Lelith's skill that her flesh still remains flawless to this day. Lelith utilizes her body as a weapon, as well as her flashing blades. Her mane of silky hair is sewn through with barbs and hooks that she uses to ensnare the blades of her foes. Her long legs and feet are edged with spurs to better tear open a throat with a perfect kick, and her fingernails have been reinforced and honed to the sharpness and surgical precision of that of a scalpel. Lelith can kill a dozen lesser warriors in the span of a few seconds, her blades tracing a path between each fatal slash, before finishing with a flourish and the attainment of perfect poise. Vid captures of her doing so are treated amongst Camera and beyond by those with a twisted taste for violence. Perhaps her spectators often say, It is not only mortals who gaze upon such as attention that Lelith completes with her deadly and beautiful dance of death. And now, let's go into her war gear, beginning with the plasma grenades. Lelith wields plasma grenades that explode into a ball of superheated plasma, negating the effect of cover in close combat. She also uses an impaler. Used primarily by both the Dark Eldar cabals and witch cults, impalers are large, wicked monomolecular melee weapons resembling a Punisher, which is a large bladed weapon. This weapon is often used in conjunction with a shard net. The shard net is a commonly used melee weapon by witch cults. They are electrified nets that entrap its victims and render them unable to strike back. Sometimes these nets can cut through flesh, muscle, and bone. Lelith's barbed hair. Lelith possesses a spectacular mane of hair, as long as she is tall. Woven into her hair are numerous small blades. Her athletic control of her own body is so total that the silken caress of her seemingly free-flowing mane can incapacitate an opponent in the same way a net could. Lelith's sharpened finger talons. Her skill is so high that she needs no other weapon other than her nails, which can dispatch even the most formidably armored opponents, striking with lightning fast at the vulnerable spaces in order to kill them with only a few blows. The Witch Suit. The Witch Suit is a flexible body glove utilized by the members of a witch cult. A witch suit is designed primarily to provide additional protection to one side of the wearer's body that is exposed more to an opponent in battle, while the other side has sections cut away, revealing bare flesh, which allows the wearer additional freedom of movement. The Wicked Blades. Witch cults often utilize a variety of wicked blades, which often include an individually made elegant dagger. These knives are kept sheathed until they are needed, so that its inbuilt sharpening field will ensure that it stays eternally keen and lethal. Now that's all the lore we have on Lelith, but before I end this video, let me tell you one instance of an awesome battle she had. So she was surrounded with 10 opponents, all viciously waiting for her first move. She disrobed her attire, allowing her flowing hair to cover her body full. And then, in a whirlwind of blades and barbs, she killed all 10 opponents, allowing their blood to bathe her. This was one of the first battles that allowed all of Kamara to know her name, Lelith Hesperax. And that's pretty much all I've got on her, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this Dark Eldar witch. Is she pretty cool? Or maybe you guys want to move on to something more badass? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you want more Dark Eldar lore, or Drukhari lore as they are now called, let me know as well. Because as I said it before and I'll say it again, the Dark Eldar is a race that we seem to overlook so many times, both on the tabletop and in the lore. I think Tabletop Tactics is one of the only guys that actually plays Dark Angels that I know of. Mini War Gaming plays them every now and then, but I think it's Tabletop Tactics. Man, I can't talk today. Anyway, guys, like I said, that's all the time I have for you today. Let me know what you guys want me to cover in the description or the comments down below. I'm gonna stop now because I am too tongue-tied. Too much alliteration in this video, and I don't know what's going on. I think Nurgle is trying to take my tongue from me, or maybe that would be Slanesh. Hey now. Anyway, guys, I've said anyway, guys, too many times. I'm the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate. I'm out.
Holy